327 RLK Cougar here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. RLK. That sounds like the acronym for some airport. Yeah, I flew into RLK before heading out to TOR or something like that. Anyway, there's always that one loud businessman who thinks that you know the acronym to every airport everywhere. Doesn't matter. Moving on to what's more important, 10,340 pounds. And if at any point you're kind of curious to learn more about this, including things like price tag and length and weight capacities, I leave all that one click away for you YouTubers, and that is right down here. It says check for price and availability. No joke, everything's published, it's simple, it's easy, and our price doesn't change if you do or don't have a trade, because I don't play games with your money. So why is Cougar the #1 selling thing like it for 15 straight years? Why is it the most copycatted fifth wheel on the market? And why has it continued to be the #1 despite having so many copycats? Those are the questions I want to answer through this video. So if you find this video fun, entertaining, useful, whatever, I don't care where you live, California, Florida, Texas, Maine, anything in between, give us a call. You know, these things are on wheels. We got drivers to take them everywhere, and whether it ships from us to you or the manufacturer to a local dealer, it's still shipped, so literally doesn't matter. The only thing you have to lose by not calling us is thousands of dollars. We do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, and everything in between, so we can only do everything for you. And oh, look at that, I forgot to turn on my battery box. Check that out. Things work out nicely. So let's start right up front with this in-house automotive painted nose cap. And I don't mean we do it, I mean Keystone owns their own paint shop, which is not something you normally say about RV brands. RV brands have to outsource paint. God forbid there's some kind of flaw somewhere. Now you got people pointing fingers. You got the dealer calling the manufacturer, you got the manufacturer calling the paint shop, you got the paint shop saying it ain't me. Now you don't have to worry about that. The good news is you don't have to worry about Keystone paint problems either. I've never had one. You know, I guess in theory it's possible, but in practice it just hasn't happened. Cougars are 0 degree rated. They accomplished that, I think, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. It doesn't matter, but this is 0 to 100 degree rated. So I guess if you want to call that 4 seasons, it is. Whatever you want to define as 4 seasons. We have put a one-touch automatic leveling system on here as well, which is slick. And they have what they call the Cougar Max Turn Nose Cap, because everything has to have a fancy pants name. Long story short, you got a short bed pickup, you can achieve a tighter degree turn on this without slider hitching, though I do always recommend slider hitching, because one time, if you do have that collision one time, whether the fifth wheel wins the shoving match or the truck, you lose. So it doesn't matter. How do they achieve that cold camping rating? Well, a private enclosed docking station with heated enclosed gate valves and water lines. Those are two of the big reasons. They've got, you know, extra insulation, forced air heat ducted in the floor, insulated slides, insulated roof, nose cap. All the important things are handled here. The other nice little things too, like you look at the reflectivity. Look at the way our building is just mirrored over here. This has a mirror-like finish on a really glossy skin, which is nice. That's going to hold up nicely in the weather. You see those double compression latches. You can usually get away with slamming them. Technically not the same thing, but it generally still works the same. These all ride on a MORryde CRE 3000 suspension system. CRE, yeah, you know me, stands for compression rubber equalization. And a couple of you might reference or pick up on a 1980s music reference there. All windows, with the exception of just the toothpick windows right here, are going to open for ventilation and give you some good airflow. Those are still great for light. These are all LED lights inside and outside. So that whole reliability thing has been nailed. They do some really awesome quality and structure and reliability things on this, and this is what I mean by, this is the reason that the copycats have failed to take down the king, because Cougar is the king and long live the king. If you take a piece of paper and you put it on a copy machine, you hit the copy button, you're going to get a functional copy, but you're not going to get a fine detail copy, and that's the best way I can describe the difference between Cougar and all the imitators. So like I mentioned, we've got the LED lights. That's another thing that's nice. If you go over here to the slide out, you see there's this little drip tray or trim right here. There's a little spot where it goes up and indented. You can actually see my fingernail kind of recess into that. Well, water will go unimpeded on a smooth surface, but it won't invert, you know, under normal circumstances. So water's going to run down the slide wall pool up and drip and not go into your subfloor. Now they also have little splash guards for towing. These seals don't do anything for us when we're sitting here, but when you're going down the road on a rainy day and your tires are just spraying a torrent of water under here, they protect the bottom of your slide out. Not every brand seals the bottom of their slides. Also, if you start looking in here, you see that this is double sealed, and if I can get my finger in there, I can't. There's you can kind of see the indentation of it in there. There's an aluminum C-channel rain gutter, basically built into the slide out, so that if water does somehow get through two seals, it'll get channeled down away from the coach outside of the RV instead of inside. This is a cool floor plan in that this is a rear living, beautiful couples camper, but with a full outside kitchen. Normally, you don't get something like this unless you're in a big bunkhouse. This is becoming more, well, that phrase is becoming less true, but it's still very true. Most of the time, you don't get this whole awesome goodness thing here without a bunkhouse. Now, this RV is not flat, so it's like kind of kicked up right now. We don't have it level at all. It just got dropped off from the delivery truck. So this feels a little high right now. It'll balance out a little more once you hit that auto leveler. So we've got a bigger outside kitchen, means a bigger fridge. We've got more prep space. And this thing has some kicking prep space, because not only do you have all of this here begging you to put in, you could put in a TV, blender, griddle, toaster, appliances, whatever you want. We've also got great drawer space here for storage, but then we have this double wing out aluminum formed like extra prep space here, you know, and this is all waterproof. And I love that they just left this wide open so that you can, you know, be cooking your food and have a place to set your platter all at the same time. And when you're done, everything just recesses. Oops, I got it locked out. That's my fault. Anyway, idiot, doesn't even know how his own RV works. I'm pretty self-critical, obviously. Aluminum entry steps, not terribly uncommon in this class, but not standard yet. So I do want to point that out real quick. They're just lighter in weight and in color, so they're a little easier to see at night. Plus, Cougar gives you a little step light down here, also LED. I failed to mention when we were peeking down here real quick, we've got the outside TV hookups right there, and look at that. I love these little touch lights. Boop, boop, boop. Your big door side baggage compartment here also is easy to get to because they have the magnetic holdback so that you don't have to, you know, duck your head under this thing. A couple other structure items. Let's talk about that real quick. We've got a Dynaspan floor deck. Dynaspan is a 24 by 8 foot material. So this has seamless main deck. This has a seamless upper deck. There's no place where there's boards that can shift and wiggle. It means no creaking. It also means stronger structural reliability. Dynaspan is 50% stronger than plywood, and it is better against water. You can leave Dynaspan in a bathtub of water for a month, and it doesn't flinch. At that point, I don't care if it's OSB, I don't care, or common grade OSB, pardon me, or plywood. Even plywood's going to be shredded wheat with that kind of exposure. Nice friction hinge entry door here, and it is a wider entry door, 30 inches wide, so after you're done cooking, when you got the platter full of food, you can just march your way right on in here, and you don't have to try to do the sideways shift and shuffle and watch your brats that you just spent all that time tending to roll off your plate and on the ground where the dog goes, "Yes! My day has come, Trebek." Good old Celebrity Jeopardy reference there. So, you notice we've got one switch interior lighting here. I do want to point out the color scheme we have in stock could be different from this. This is called Cashmere. This is the nice lighter color, which I prefer in a couples coach. It makes it feel lighter and bigger and brighter, and it really just goes good with everything. I think it complements, it doesn't matter. I'm not an interior designer. You don't care. But my point here is that I think it looks great, and but what we have could look different from this. So let's get started here. We've got, you know, of course, central air, central heat, all the normal things. I'm not going to waste time on common stuff. Now, you see that dual wall hugging theater recliner, though, directly across from your entertainment center. So it's easy viewing for the people on Boardwalk and Park Place, as I say all the time. But you notice how this TV can kick out and swing out? It can face the kitchen, the theater seat, can face the rear sofa. So if you're entertaining guests, everybody gets a good shot at this thing. The other thing that I like about this, when the TV swings out, you can actually get to the plugs in the back, guys. Have you ever tried to get to the plugs in the back? See, when these RVs come in after this, when our check-in team touches this, we take all the TVs out and store them so that they don't go walking down the highway without, you know, permission, essentially. Well, it's tough to get to some of these things. Now you don't have to worry about it. Now remember, we've got this nice living room, nice living area here, but remember that there's a whole outside kitchen behind that wall. They did such a nice job of sharing space between the two. It's just not even funny. So real quick before I forget, I want to go around in an organized manner here. Trifold memory foam hide-a-bed right here so that we can sleep the grandkids when they come over. We've got our side stands with outlets to run appliances and chargers. All of our windows have these nicer MCD slow rise shades. When you're done with them, they just, there you go. They don't go. There's a Bluetooth soundbar back there. Ah, shoot, my battery light's blinking at me. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace a little. What do we got over here? Big windows over a freestanding dining table. And something that I don't talk about enough is not only does it have an extension leaf here, there's a lock that can basically you can disconnect under the table, and the whole table can shift 6 inches side to side. So if you're a bigger person like me, you can cheat the table toward your little wife and kid. Adjustable shelving pantry in here, and if you weren't sure what was in this, they put a sign on it just to remind you. It is pretty cozy and quaint though. But this thing has kickin' killer storage here. So the RLK is a rear living with killer storage, or it could be rear living outside kitchens. Probably what they meant by that. All solid surface countertops, and you've got really good prep space through here. Appliance outlets all over the place, real backsplashes, awesome wine rack up there. Or we're still trying to figure out a way you can turn that into a six-pack shooter. You've got good drawer space in here too. Now something I noticed, I went through this, I'm like, where's the microwave? I've got all this cabinet space and no microwave. And then I realized they're finally starting to put the microwaves down where they're a little more user-friendly, because not everybody's, 6'3" like I am. Not everybody wants to reach all the way up there to pull a bowl of hot soup that you're going to spill on yourself out. This makes more sense to me. You still have great drawers, and now we have better cabinet space. It's a win-win-win. Everything makes sense here. By the way, all raised panel hardwood doors, screwed together cabinetry. We just don't have, not even just Cougar, but Keystone structure problems, and stuff like this is why. They fully frame in every door jamb. So remember how I told you, this trailer's not level at all. This door works exactly how it's supposed to. We don't have problems with that. Big walk-in shower here in the bathroom with a nice little linen corner on the side. Very similar to, your Cougar X-Lite bathrooms. This is just a bigger version of it, essentially, because that's what a Cougar is, just a bigger version of the little brother X-Lite. Porcelain foot flush stool, by the way. I do like the raised paneling on this door as well. Now, these are all 50 amp service. If you choose to add a second AC, you can. We haven't done it to the one in this video, but there is a very good potential. The one we have in stock might have it. Never hesitate to call. That's washer dryer prepped up there in the corner. Big breeze window, very, very similar bedroom to like a big luxury Montana. Just in a smaller, lighter weight, lower money package. And those things never seem to offend anybody. This is on the back side of the shower here. They have this great bonus storage space, and that's like a laundry hamper. It actually recesses down in there. And this is a 60 by 80 true queen. So, taller folks like me, the residential sheets will fit this. Plus, you get these nice little side stands up there to set your phones to charge with headboard windows. I think I covered all the main things. I had to pick up the pace there a little bit. I apologize for that. Let's talk a couple more under the skin items until the battery dies. Remember, I mentioned before, we do hitches, pieces, parts, trades, financing. We only do everything to make this simple and easy for you. We've got a Max Air vent fan up here with a wall controller, so when you're ready, you don't have to be 10 foot tall. You can activate that right from here. Cougars come with this handy little touchscreen remote control. It doesn't do anything this doesn't do. Oops, I gotta hit the right code though. I can't even hit the right buttons on a touchscreen today. But you can activate your leveling system, your slide outs. Here's something I like. I like this a lot. If I'm standing here and I want to run in the bedroom slide, tell me how I'm supposed to see that it's unobstructed. I can get an idea, but I can't really fully see it. But I can walk in with this. I can hit bedroom slide, and I can stand here and watch the slide go in and make sure nothing's getting crushed. Just smart little details like that. Or see, like this cabinet door is hanging wide open. I could not see that from the control panel. Or I can take this thing outside, and I can stand outside to make sure my slide out's not going to hit anything. Or I can keep it in my pocket, and I can open my power awning and turn on my awning lighting at night without having to get up and, lose any, fun camping time. Your corners up here, where the sidewall meets the roof, there's basically like a giant hurricane band. Effectively, there's just a corner aluminum mold extrusion that runs the entire length of the sidewall to roof transition. And it helps just squeeze everything together and keep this thing held together. And you just don't see old Cougars with structure problems. You just don't see old Keystones with structure problems, really. They go the extra mile to do these extra little things the other brands don't, like that Dynaspan flooring, so that this thing stays solid and reliable. There's a lot of really smart, simple, effective things in here that are just not found on the copycat brands. Like I said, you can take a piece of paper and put it on a copy machine, and it will work good enough. You're not going to be unhappy with it. But don't you always prefer to have the original? And that's what we're looking at. Well, I guess the battery held out anyway. We got through quite a bit of this. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see in here, like I said, all I ask is you give us a call and give us a chance. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.